Can you guys hear me? Whoever's here. Hey, my gosh, you guys, like what is happening? I literally did not even touch the cords or anything. I'm like so scared to move it. I have to figure something out like soon. I'm back. Okay, well, I guess third time is not the charm, but thank you guys for dealing with me. I'm gonna give it a second and see. Have you guys ever used screen print transfers from Hoopmama or any other company? They're literally like, when you're crunched for time, they're literally the easiest things to do because it's, I'll show you, it's literally 2 seconds. Oh wow, really? You have to be far away from it? Because I'm in my shop, which is in my garage, but my bedroom is literally the wall behind me. So that's, yeah, I should, yeah, I'm literally right by it. So I, like my husband works out here every day and does web chats with his company all over the world. So he never has issues with it. I don't know like why I'm having such difficulties every week. Hi, Alicia. Sorry, it got cut off like literally 6 times. Okay, I'm gonna grab my shirts. I'm not gonna touch the camera. I'm gonna do these boy ones first because they're already out of the packaging. I'm gonna show you guys a really quick way to get your center point the way that I do it. So, I'm not touching cords. Okay, so literally here's your shirt. This is how I do it. I grab it from where the tag is and in the middle, and I shake it. And then literally where your 2 seams meet right here, I just really quickly grab that. I put my finger right here, and then I grab the 2 center seams right here, or the side seams I mean. And then that's my center point. I lay it on here, and I just really quickly crease it. And then you get straight down the center every time. And then you don't have to use anything else. Okay, so these heat transfers, they call for no Teflon sheet. So usually I have a Teflon sheet that I put under here and it like sticks to the top up here. And I have one on the bottom too, but the transfer isn't going to touch the bottom, only on the top. So I took it off because you can't have a Teflon sheet. And it has to be at 375 the whole time. Okay, and then the way that I center these is I literally just, so she's really nice. Like she takes the time on every pattern or design and she cuts it out so that you have the same amount of space on each side. So you just fold the paper in half and that's where you get your center. Or you can just do it like, I don't like to do it by the wording because there's a design right here and then it's going to be off. So I do it by where she cut it. So that's going to be my center. So you kind of want the draft like off to the side a little bit, but not too much. And then I just eyeball it, but normally, because I've done so many, but when I first started, the rule of thumb, for, like, I don't know if it's technically the rule of thumb, but I use 2 fingers for children. So if it's 2 fingers down, it's usually like an inch. That's where I go. And I do that on my embroidered shirts, my vinyl shirts, my screen transfer print shirts, on all of them. And then with adult shirts, I usually do 3 to 4 fingers. It depends on like how big the shirt is. But that's how I do it, and I don't know if that's the right way or not. But that's how I do it. Okay, so for these, what you want to do is 7 to 8 seconds. So it's literally just a quick press at 375, like I said. So firm pressure. Like you have to have like 2 hands down on it. And then you just wait the 7 seconds. And then you hot peel it. So it just peels right up. Not too much. If that happens, I just like lay it back down. And there's your shirt. Super cute, super fast. And it literally, like, you can't feel it. Like, it's not like vinyl where you can kind of feel it a little bit. Like, it's literally, like, painted on the shirt. So I just grab these 2. Yes, please like this video. Sorry, guys, you had to keep coming back, but I appreciate it. Okay, this one is so cute. I'm excited. I usually give these sample ones to my 2 sons. So this one is a little bit larger, but they're supposed to be big. So you just kind of want to like figure out where you want it by the arm. I do even make 2 on the side right here. Okay, so. And it'll smoke, but that's normal. But see how smooth? It literally, can you guys see that? It just like comes right up. Isn't that so cute? So is your name Ashley? Probably. I'm pressing on from Hoop Mama. You can get them on her website. They're screen print transfers. And I didn't have time this year to make samples for my shop. And so whenever that happens, I'll just get like a really cute screen transfer. And that way I at least have something seasonal. And I can upload that really quickly. And I just get like, I don't know, like 10 of them or however many I feel like of each design. Depends on how cute it is and if I think it's going to sell really well or not. Because you don't want to sit on them either if they don't sell. Because they are geared towards Valentine's Day. So, I mean, I can always sell it next year, but I'd rather sell it this year. So those are just a like really quick option if you don't have time to sit there and like make samples or like come up with new designs and stuff. These are a really easy way to do that. Okay. Let's see if I can. Is that better? So the gray shirts that I just showed you that I did with the boy shirts, those are from jiffyshirts.com. And I use these shirts. They're called ash when you look at the name of the shirt. It's like a gray. It's like an oatmeal gray color. because the onesies that I use are super duper soft and they're oatmeal in color, but they're kind of like ashy like this. So I wanted it to kind of match because they didn't have bigger sizes in that color that I have. So these are what I use for all of my vinyl shirts or screen print transfers. And with my girl shirts, because these are my boy shirts. So the girl ones, I always use the AJ blanks. But I'm using up my ARB blanks right now with the screen prints because I had bought a bunch of shirts from ARB blanks before I knew about her, basically. So I'm trying to use all of these ones up so that I can completely switch over to her. But for all my boy shirts, I use AJ blanks. But they're literally the same shirt. But I want to support her, so. Same thing I do with these. I just literally like, these ones are easy because you just do the two seams on the top and then I always grab it. Because sometimes if I do it other ways, it doesn't get centered. So this is like definitely centered when you do it this way. And I don't really like my sleeves to get smashed by the heat press, so I put them off to the side. Like I just hang them off the edge. So this one is going to be stuck on you. Just fold it in half. Make sure it's centered. Same thing. Press down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. And then I just go slow just to make sure that it's not going to peel and I did it right. But it's super, super easy. And then there's that one. Can you guys see that? So cute. This one might be my favorite, just because I love cactus. And the colors are super vibrant. Yes. I haven't tried Trinity Transfer. Who's that? You guys, I don't know if some of you haven't been on my lives, but I have a bad eye. And so if you see me blinking, it's because I can't read. So if you have any like questions for me and like specifically for me, wait until I get to the computer and sit down to answer questions because I can't read while I'm looking. So save your questions for me. I can see close up. I just can't see far away. So it's good because I can still sew because that's my life and I need my eyeballs to sew. Hi Adelita, good night. Thanks for stopping by. We love you too. Okay, so this one you want to make sure it's going the right way because there's hearts on the bottom. So I'll be the first one to admit, I actually put a design upside down the very first time I did this because it's hard to see through this paper. So always double check it and make sure you're doing it the right way. So this one is kind of sideways, so you just gotta eyeball it and make sure it's like the way you want it to be. So cute. Isn't that so cute? Good night. Please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys. Okay, so obviously I was talking and showing you guys how to work this thing, but if I wasn't talking or showing you guys this, literally these would have been done in like 5 minutes. So there's 4 shirts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I can knock like 20 shirts out in like a half an hour with all the with these transfers. So option for you guys. And I'm not affiliated with her or anything like that. I just love her screen prints. So have at it. Okay. I have so much work to do. I don't even know where to start. Do you guys have any questions while I'm looking at the computer? Thank you, Dawn. You're sweet. Do I ever burn my hands on your clamshell that press? No, I don't. Actually, this is like such a beast of a, on the way cheaper side of a heat press. This is what I got when I first started, and I love it. It's a 15 by 15 heat press. I got it on Amazon when I first started my adventure, and it has been so great to me. The only thing I don't like is that when I shut it, it makes a loud sound with the thing right here. And so what I did is I just took some heat resistant tape and felt, and I just wrapped like a pad around it so it doesn't like snap every time I put it down. But other than that, I love it. And it's super easy to change the temperature too. So like right now, I'm gonna lower the temperature back down. I usually keep the temp at 315. Okay. So I usually set it at 315 always, and that's what I use it for on all my stuff. I'm gonna turn it off because I don't need it anymore. So I have, do you guys want me to work on my Spider-Man shirt? Do you want me to work on another embroidery shirt that I have that's like a little girl silhouette design? Or do you want me to sew? I have tons of sewing to do, but I want to do what you guys want to see. You won't burn your hands, I promise. And also, when I first bought it, I bought like a heat-resistant glove because I was like doing like hats and stuff like that when I first started just for fun. I don't do that anymore, but I would have to like fold it up on the thing because I didn't have a hat like heat press or attachment. But I've never burnt my hands before. I mean, the only time you'll ever like come close to burning them is if you take it off like right away and it's like still hot. But I've never like burnt myself. So sad. Did the Teflon sheets you have come with a heat press, or did I buy them? I bought those separately on Amazon. So I can link them, but these things are awesome. You literally like, you can take it off if you want. It's just like a cover. And I just leave it on here all the time because I always need a Teflon sheet. And I even use like an extra Teflon sheet when I do my embroidery, but I always have the Teflon sheets just on here all the time. Unless I'm doing those screen print transfers, then I take the top one off and I turn it off and let it cool, and then I'll put it back on. But those you can get on Amazon. This heat press is a 15 by 15. So I researched it before I bought it because a lot of people say if you think you're going to expand in your business, you want to at least have a 15 by 15. Because I didn't know in the beginning if I only wanted to do children's clothing or if I wanted to do, say, like, because I do like mommy and me headbands and like items like that. So I kind of thought into the future and was like, well, maybe I might do, adult shirts in the future. So 15 by 15 is a really good standard size for larger shirts too. So they go bigger and they go smaller, but this is just like a good overall size. I actually do want one that, like, after this one dies, this one has just been so good to me that I don't really need to do one right now because there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing or complaint that I would have was that loud nose on top that I fixed. And then the other thing is I would like one that does pull out, just because I feel like it would be easier to kind of like set the design. I don't know, I'm just being selfish now, but anything that makes your life easier, right? Yeah, like for me personally, I would rather spend my money on a machine or something. I mean, I use my heat press every single day. So like I said, like I don't have a problem buying a more expensive one, but I wouldn't go crazy with it because a heat press is a heat press in my eyes. Like I would rather spend it on an embroidery machine if you're saving your money up for that. That's just my opinion. Okay. Um, I think I'm gonna do this Spider-Man shirt really quick because it has to get out. So I'm gonna prep that. I'm not gonna touch the cord. I'm literally just gonna move the camera. Just so you guys can see me like prep the shirt and everything. And then I'll move it back to the embroidery machine. I'm gonna turn it on. Ready. I'm not gonna clean it because I cleaned it earlier today, so it doesn't have to be cleaned. So whenever I do a new pattern, I print them out on envelopes because I want to make sure that I'm doing the right size. So this is the printout that you get if you guys are familiar with Embroidery. And then I always print out. And if I know the design, then I don't change the colors. But because this is all brand new, a new design for me, I changed the colors in Brilliant so that I knew it's just faster to input it into my system if I know exactly what color I need. So, but like I said, like with the other designs that I've done over and over again, I don't need to print it and I don't need to have the list of colors on here. So this is just the steps that it shows you. That's what I think. I think the one I got was like super defective, super defective. Okay, so I'm just checking this to make sure that I have it on the right setting. So on my machine, I have the SAF Platinum NM1000, MN1000, and it took me forever to figure this feature out. If you guys are planning on getting it, or if you have one similar, it's actually the same, pretty much the same machine, except opposite of everything of the Ricoma 10 needle. And so like if their 10 needle is up here or over here, we're just opposite. I don't know how to explain it, but the threads on top are all opposite. So my one's here, theirs is over here. But with applique, there's a setting in there you can do instead of like on the brothers where you have to hit stop in between each color, like in between each one to stop and cut your fabric or whatever. Mine, it's one setting, and I literally, it's just A/M, and I don't know what that means. Applique something, I'm not sure. I just know that that's the setting that I need to have it on, and it stops after each stitch out. It'll stop, and then I can take it out and do it. And then after I'm done doing all of my applique pieces, I can put it on a different setting that is A/A, and I think that just means automatic. And so then I don't have to go back to it, and it just automatically like stitches out everything else. So the only time I'll ever go back to it is if, you can hear when it's like messing up or getting caught on something or whatnot. So I'm just setting up my colors, or actually I already did it, but I'm just making sure that they're still there and good to go. And one more thing on my machine that took me forever to figure out was the setting on the Mighty Hoops, because your machine isn't set, or it doesn't like, it defaults to the hoops that it comes with. And so if you buy Mighty Hoops, you have to set your machine or trace it every time. But I've actually came up with an equation in my machine that is set for my Mighty Hoop. And you have to go into your settings and change it all. So if any of you are ever stuck and you have a machine like mine, I can help you with that, because I used to sit there and trace and trace and trace, and I figured that out. And now I literally, it's like it automatically like makes that hoop. So it doesn't ever like go off the sides or anything. So it's perfectly measured. So I'm using a size t-shirt. Can you see over here? I usually don't do this for my embroidered shirts, but I'm going to show you guys again how you can do the center point on here. Just same way that I did before. This is a bigger shirt, so what size shirts do you guys all go up to? My heat press was off, but it was so hot that it made a crease in there because it was hot. So bring it down to 315. That's what I usually use. So now it's set to that. And I do have shirts the same way that Angela does. I have these the stabilizer backing holder. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure, but it can fit you the hoop. So you just put in your like markings and a point on it on here, and so when you put you do the type on it. It's harder with the bigger shirts because they're so big and you want to make sure that they're right on. So I just use my line, use your line. You always want to take this because don't don't start it with the armor because you will break the machine. Like, I have a love hate with bigger shirts because they're so baggy, but I also love them because they're in a way easier. I don't know. You just gotta make sure you get all your bubbles out, but don't pull too tight because then you'll be able to see. Um, you'll be able to see the stitch out. Won't be. Just gotta make sure it's all flat, nice and flat, and then I can see. I don't know if you guys can see my line. Can you see it? You can see that line right there. That's my center point where I just ironed it, and these two dots right here are the center of that. And then I just put it on. Make sure you always check your bottom. Good. I'll just pull it a little bit. And I don't want to move it too much because I don't want it to disconnect. But can you guys see that okay? Oh, you guys can't hear me when I'm far away? Sorry, I'll talk louder. Okay, so now I'm going to trace it. All I was saying was the center point. You can see it when I iron it down. There's two dots on the frame, and that's my center line, and that's how I knew it was centered. I'm just tracing it to make sure that it doesn't hit the frame. But like I said before, I have it set on my mighty hoops, and so it's literally that dimension every time. Okay. And so while this is happening, it's going to start with the numbers, which I haven't prepped yet, but it's easy. It's going to be loud. Is that too loud for you guys? But these are the colors I'm using. So blue and red, and then this blue one. I'm just cutting my hair out real quick. I'll be right there in 2 seconds. So I did this earlier, and I know how much I need, so I'm just eyeballing it. And also I keep my samples by me if I'm only like, if I've just barely done them. That way I can just look at it and see like what I need, so I'm done. Maybe my heat transfer. And my heat and bond light, you want to use this heat and bond light always because you do not want to gum up your needles. That would not be good. question. So I always let it cool before I put it on there because I don't want it to like gum my needle up. So see how it stopped like after that? It was just automatically on there. Otherwise, like before I knew that setting, it would literally just like keep going. So, and then I do save my bags because they have the size one and it's just like a waste of a bag. So usually when I'm doing embroidery, I'll wait till I have to cut all the applique pieces out, and then when it's automatically like going for all the satin stitches, then I'll sit down and like start sewing like all my embroidery, just so I can like multitask a little bit. So this is the core. There you go. The lighting. I'm just cutting. And I found that in the figures that so like the one I'm cutting right now, going on this, then it's easier. Like it has more streaks. The thinner just line. And then you get the shirt. And so your body. And then with the core, I just put my hand underneath here, and I just like pinch it in the corner a little bit. But not enough to cut the dirt. I just want to get my fingers up under there. This is a hard one because that was so little. It takes time, but just be patient with it, and you do not want to cut your shirt. I've never done that. Can you see that? I don't know. Hi, Jasmine. Sorry, my computer is like way down low. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit because it's doing the satin stitch around the number, and it's going to be doing the name. So I'm going to turn the camera so that I can start sewing over here so we can do embroidery and sewing. Okay, good night, Sandy. Thank you so much. So I don't want to turn this because I can't see my computer, but I don't want to flip it off either. So I'm just going to show you guys what I'm doing. I've already prepped everything for today, so it's all done. I actually need to put all my tags on these, so I'm going to turn you this way. And what I'm doing right now is I'm putting my tags on all of my items, like 9 to 12, 6 to 9, and so on, because this is how I keep them in order. And I don't get them confused with any other sizes because I have so many going at one time. And if I just put the tags on first of the size, then I know what order it's going to go to. Yes, this thing is amazing. So I don't know if I showed you guys, but these are my tags. And then I just keep them in here, like the sizes. So 0 to 3, all the way up to 2 to 3. And then these are the ones I use for my girls. I have bigger ones and smaller ones, but there's like flowers. And then the boy ones are just black, so they're not girly. I just set it on one, it's just a straight stitch. When I move it all the way over, to number 6. This is boy, so I'm using boy. And what I do is I take out all my tags first, just so I don't have to keep taking them in and out, in and out, in and out. So 0 to 3, 6 to 9. I have 2 of those. I have 2 9 to 12. do 12 to 18. And then these ones I haven't prepped yet, so I've got to wait on those. And then I have a boy one and a girl one. So I switched all my tags over to the smaller ones, but I still have a lot of my bigger ones left. They're just a little bit bigger. So what I've been doing is on the bigger sizes, I use the bigger ones. And then on the smaller sizes, so like 9 to 12 and under, I use my small tags. And then 12 to 18 and on up, I use the bigger ones. So this one, actually those are both gender neutral, so I'm going to use black tags on those. So anything that's gender neutral, I use a black tag. 2 black tags. And this machine doesn't have an automatic cutter. My one back there does have an automatic cutter, but that one's back there and it's just easier to come here, so I use this one. I use that one for like my big blankets and stuff because I have a big table on it that they can like slide through. And now this 0 to 3, I'm going to put back over here where it goes. That way I don't confuse it. Okay. The tags are so good. I hope you guys can hear me. This is a new print. I'll show it to you in a minute. You have to kind of like go fast, otherwise you get stuck. And so I've already prepped all these, so I serged the bottom of each edge. And this is my new print. It's so cute. It's little whales and sailboats and fishes. Can you guys see? Yeah. And all of my fabric is organic. I get it all from Spoon Flower. I know it's expensive, but it's good. I hope you guys I wish I had a cutter. It would be so much faster. But it doesn't. Almost done. It's almost done. Stitching out really nice. And I'm just using the cutaway stabilizer from All Stitch. Do you guys have any questions while I'm here right now? How many are on here? 32, 33. Please give this video a thumbs up, ladies. It would really help me. Can you guys hear me when I'm over there? My tab. Let me grab them. So, they're organic cotton sew-in labels, and I get them from Mountain Street Art at Etsy. I'll link her in here. Street. I don't know if I did that right, but you guys can get her name off of that. But yeah, they're literally the best that I've found. They don't like crinkle up like some of them do. They get softer as you wash them too. So they're actually not that hard, even brand new. But after you wash them and stuff, because I always like test my products out before I sell them, and so I'll make an outfit for my son and wash it like 5,000 times, and I'll do what I say not to do just so that I know what will happen to it if they don't listen to my washing instructions. And nothing actually happens, but just in case, you always want to save yourself and give them instructions that you want them to abide by. Not that they ever listen, because I don't, but you should just always do that. I always say dry naturally for every single item that I make. I tell them to obviously wash with light colors, but dry naturally. Dry naturally is like highlighted on everything, on all my descriptions, on everything, just because. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to go to the next step. So I just hit start. Now it's going to do this spider web. So this piece, I actually took from a different design and placed it in this design. I ungrouped it from another whole design. So I don't know if you know that you can do that, but you can, like, when you purchase the design on Etsy and it comes with like the number and the design and like all these different features, you can actually ungroup it and take pieces from it and put it on a different design. And I do that all the time, just so you can kind of make it yours, even though it's not yours, but you want it to be different. So that's what I did with my unicorn, because everyone has the unicorn. So I just put a butterfly in it to kind of make it different. CPIS. I don't have one on my tags, no. I mean, maybe technically you need to. I don't know. I haven't really, like, I guess, got that far. I probably should do some more research on that to make sure, but I haven't had any issues. I've been doing it for years, and I literally just put like my tag on there with the size. That's all I do. But I don't make like tons and tons and tons. Like, I'm in a storefront, but it's not like that's all that there is in that store. I just have a section in there, and I have all my stuff in there. It's not just clothes. So I don't know. I don't have the idea in that. I have my machine set at 800. It can go way faster, but I think 600 is too slow. But 700 is usually like 758 is like where I keep mine, just because I feel like if I go any faster, that's when I get like thread breaks, and I've never had like a needle break, but I feel like that's when I have issues, is when I'm trying to make it go faster. So the highest I usually go is like 850. And this is kind of an intense design, so just really like close switches. So I'm having it at 800, just to kind of speed it up, but not go too fast. Do you guys have any questions for me other than the tag? So I'll give you guys a sneak peek at one of my Easter prints. I know it's not even Valentine's Day yet, but I try to get a head start on clothing, because clothing takes forever. I hope I'm not screaming. Am I screaming? Yes, thanks for reminding me, Gabby. Okay, so if you guys haven't heard, we're going to start doing sew-alongs. I promise you I'm going to get my internet and cameras figured out by then. I'm not going to be using this thing because I can't move around with it. I want you guys to be up close when I'm doing stuff. But Gabby from Best of Both Worlds and Scandies, Connie from Scandies, she is doing it with, and then myself, and we're going to put on a sew-along every week. And we met last night, and Gabby's going to start us off tomorrow, right, Gabby? Am I right? Tomorrow night at 6:30 Central Standard Time. So mark your calendars, and she's going to do a sew along, and then on Sundays, Connie's going to do hers, and then on Mondays, every other Monday, I'm going to do mine. So like tonight, I'm having a regular live, and then the following, so next Monday, I'm going to do my sew along, and I'm going to do my leggings. So if anyone's interested in learning how to sew leggings the way that I sew them, there's all kinds of different ways to do them, but I'm going to show you guys the way that I've found the most efficient and the best way for me and my business. Me, Gabby, and Connie, we will all post in the Discord group. So if you guys aren't a part of Discord, please join us. Carmen, can you link the Discord in here so that people can follow along on that and join? And each week before the sew along, we're going to post a supplies list. So if you want to join us, you can prepare yourself throughout that following week on the supplies that you need. And it's not going to be like crazy. We're going to start little because we don't know the skills and experience that everybody has. It's just supposed to be something fun. We can learn from each other. We can have fun. We kind of talked about having it like almost like a sip and stitch or something like that, just something fun to do. But we couldn't really find a good night to do it on. Like everyone has different time zones, so it's really hard. I know for me, like this is the only time I can do my live, and so I don't really have a lot of people on because it's really late where everybody else is at. So, and I understand that, but this is just the only time I can do it. So anyway, follow in the Discord. We're going to post our supplies list in there for the following week. Basically like down to what you need, what you can substitute things for, and what we're going to be making. So it's going to be fun. Even if you don't know how to sew, we're going to teach you. So if you want to learn something new and have fun and chat with us ladies, gentlemen too, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, this is one of my new, you can't really see the full thing, but this is like one of my little Easter prints that I'm doing. It's kind of girly. So this is my girl one. I haven't come up with a boy one yet. I have something in my mind, but I haven't thought it yet, and I don't know, but I'll show you guys when I do. So, thank you. What's for babies, kids, Carmen? Are you asking me? I haven't seen hers. I got to go on there and look. Well, come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have fun with it. And I need to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can use my phone, and it would be like a lot easier to maneuver because I have stations everywhere and it's so hard to be like stuck in one position. So I'm sure you guys all feel my pain. Gabby, what did you decide to do tomorrow? What are we making? Oh, you just posted that. Yay! I love baby swaddles. Okay, so now I'm going to put my red fabric down for the Spider-Man body. I like to clean it all off before, just to make sure there's nothing on there. And I like to do my pat down stitch in either like a gray or a lighter color. This one's in white, but because my eyes are bad, I like to see, I have to do a lighter color so I can see it. When I first started, I would match the color of the fabric, but then I couldn't see it. So the satin stitch covers it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna cut this out really quick. You have to be careful, like when you're putting on your fingers, digital fingers, because you want to get it in there, but you don't want to hit them. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to take you to cut out all of your pattern pieces, and how do you cut them out out at a time. So basically, okay, so like all of these right here are actually for inventory for the shop that I'm in. And so when I do those differently than when I get orders. So let me show you how like the orders. See, where is it? Where am I looking? Okay, so see, you can't really see that over there, but there's a bunch of folders over there. That's how I keep track. I think I showed you guys the folders that I use. They're these. So I use these. They're what like Jiffy Tires and all those like car auto places use to put the invoice and keys in. I have found these so amazing for my organization to put the invoice in here. I cut their order out and then I stick it in here. And then so when I get when I wake up in the morning, I print all my orders out and then I stick them in here and then I go through and look at the sizes and the patterns. So I get all the same pattern out, or print, whatever you want to call it. So the same print, so woodland bears, I get all of those out. And then I figure out, I go grab my template of what sizes I need. I cut all of the bear out first, and then I stick them in here. And then I put them in their slots. If some of them have more than one item, then I'll get out the other print that they have, and I'll cut them that way. And so then if this had like 3 items, I'll just stack them up in here, and this can fit a bunch. Like you can put it in the back and the front. And then I just have a file folder that I like put them in. So this keeps me very organized, and that's how I do my orders. And that's just for clothing. For like my embroidery shirts, I put them on, kind of like Adelita, she puts them on a clipboard. So I put them on a clipboard and I set them right here. That way I know that those are my embroidered shirts that needs to be done. And then I also do personalized blankets. So I have a different clipboard, which is right here, that I keep for those. Same thing with the shirts. So I have different spots for everything. When I do inventory for the store, which is this right here, I basically write a list on a piece of paper of each print that I have or that I want to cut out. And I do like kind of like a spreadsheet. Like I do leggings, bummies, or rompers. Headbands, I do mommy and me headbands, I do baby headbands, like I do sets, whatever. But so like if you look at my Etsy shop, every single clothing print that you see, you can get in either a romper, a legging, a bummy, a headband. So basically any of the jersey stretch fabric you can get in anything that you want. So anyway, I got off track. I pick out the print and I cut out all those sizes and I like lay them out. And then I go to the next print and I cut all those out. It depends on my mood. Honestly, some days I cut all the same size out. So if I have like 10 3 to 6 months, I'll cut all of those out first. And then some days if I just feel like cutting only one print out, I'll cut one print out of whatever sizes I want. And honestly, for the store, it's random. Like I don't ever have, because we rotate it a lot, and so she doesn't want the same prints or the same anything at any given month. So like every month we switch up the inventory. So these are all new prints that I'm bringing in. So like next month I'll bring in my Easter prints and I'll start doing like my spring and like all like different colors, because right now we're into winter colors and like lighter colors. So it's a lot of processing, but once you get it down and you have like a system, it's hard to explain. That's why watching videos on YouTube are really nice, because you can kind of get an idea of like, oh, I should be doing it that way or this way or whatever. But you kind of come up with your own way too, whatever works best for you. Because I've found where I've tried to like replicate someone's process, but it didn't work for me. So then I would change it. And then, oh, well, this works and that doesn't. So you just kind of figure out your own like groove. And then just one day, like you kind of just get it. Like with my leggings, and I sell so many of them, I do them in steps. I don't do like one whole legging at a time and then do another whole legging at a time. So at first when I did that, it felt like I wasn't getting anything done because you're doing it in steps. So like first I would sew the cuffs, and then I would sew the bodies together, and then I would sew the waistband together, and then I'd put my tags on, and then I'd iron them. So it's like one step at a time that like literally the whole sewing like 20 of them took forever. But then when you're done on your last step, you have all 20 of them finished. So like that's how I do it, and that's the process that like works best for me. But you'll come up with your own solution and your own groove. Did that make sense, everyone? So now we just did the feet. Now all I have to do is add another part of the legs, and then it's going to be all the satin stitches, and it's done. Just a tiny little piece of it. Add a cake. Yeah, I just needed like that tiny little piece for the feet, and I'm gonna wear that. So I think I'm gonna go in and delete all those lines that happen. That's embarrassing. Did you guys hear me? That I should go in and delete all of those lives that happened tonight. Look at this. The only issue I have with this machine is that it's so hard to like get that on. And then I can tell it's like loosening up, so I'm just tightening it. Okay, so what I was talking about before, I'm done with all of my applique now. So I'm gonna go into my settings now, under my colors, and I'm gonna switch it from stopping in between to just automatic, which is A/A, and I don't know what that means, but I know it does. So we're good. Now it's just gonna like go through. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys back over here. Do you guys have any questions before I start sewing? Good night, Carmen. You have to work in 2 hours? Oh my gosh, you should not have been on here. Yeah, the Spider-Man is an applique. I have it right now. So you need the fabric for the face and the body and then the feet right here, and that's it. So it's like three different pieces, and then it just literally does the whole thing. Satin stitch. So like I'll show you right now. It's working on like the web. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. See, it happens to everyone. I need to. So when this happens, it's saying thread break, but like my thread didn't break. So probably I just need to change my needle. So I know I haven't changed it. I didn't change it today or the last time we used it. So I'm gonna actually just keep going. And if it does it one more time, then I'll change the needle. Yeah, it's not catching. So I'm gonna change the needle. And so then I'm gonna go back some steps. And I cut it. So, because I don't want to mess it up because it's a customer's order A. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to change it. And actually, it was because I ran out of bobbin. So it wasn't a needle issue, it was just a bobbin issue. So I use these magnetic bobbins. I love them. I never had any issue with them. There's only one way they can go in, and it's always just right. Do a little tail. Put it in, and I just cut it off. I usually just like eye it to like the end of that. Tuck it in there. Cut off my little string that I pulled up. So it like stopped right here. You can see that right there, but it'll go back in and you'll notice it. Good to go. You just have to trust the process. Like sometimes I just sat, like when I first started, I would sit and watch it because I would think like, oh my gosh, it doesn't look good, like just the stitch out process. But then the end result is always amazing if you get like a good design. So just make sure you're really researching who you buy your design from. Because I've bought many of them that like I didn't know in the beginning, and I would buy them and they were like horrible. So just always make sure you're buying from someone who has a lot of reviews and a lot of like purchases. Like you can see how many sales they've had. So always pick a higher number of those. That's what I've found to work. It's doing the like little webs. So it's taking a while. I'll show it to you one more time before we start. Oh yes. I'll show you in 1 second. Once it's finished, I'll show you how to put the bobbin in. Oh, is Kelly? Are you still on here? I have 4 kids. Okay, well I don't think embroidery nurse Kelly is on here anymore. But I was going to show her how to change the needle. Alright, I'm going to work over here. Actually, I'm going to start sewing over here. I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, so this is how I do it. When I first start this lineup, so like earlier today, I go through and I serge all of my raw edges only on the liner. You don't have to do it on this because this is the body. And then I go through and I do all my cuffs. So if you go back a few videos and watch my romper video, I show you how to do the cuffs. So I do that to all of them. This is how I prep. So going back to like how I cut out all my clothing and all that. So this is how I prep it. I serge everything first. I do all my cuffs. And then usually what I do, I don't have time to do that tonight, but normally I would go through and unflip all of my cuffs at the same time. That way, when I go to sew, I don't have to sit down and do each one at a time. So again, I go in steps. So, but I'm going to show you just like how I do this one. So I do my cuffs, and you want to make sure they're all even. And then my hair is upside down. So I know I have to flip it inside out. Confusing, but you'll get it. So now the fold is on the bottom, the raw edges are on top. Your print, you want it to be facing the right way. So that's what I would do to like all my cuffs at one time. Sometimes they're pointed the right way, sometimes they aren't. It just depends. And then I just mark the center points on each of them. I always start with the back. I don't know why. There's really no reason to. That's just how I do it. And I don't pin. I know that's bad. You're supposed to pin, but I don't pin because it takes too much time and I don't have time to sit there and pin. So I just pin it right over. Line it up. Sun camera alert. Okay, so what happened was I needed a needle on a different color. It shredded my thread. Live Simply, this happened to you the other day when you were on your live. So see, look, this is what happened to you. It's normal. It's just a needle. No, put in your needle and back, go back a few stitches. And you're good to go. I just check on your beam to make sure it's cut it and start over is what I do. And then it'll go back over. I usually back it up to where it looks like it kind of messed up, and then it'll look fine. So I keep all my like little things down here that I need, and I keep all my little things on here, so I always have them on here. So it's never working on that. So. Of course, this would happen on a live, right? But it's okay. It's good that you guys can see this. Okay, so I'm just going to go away. I ordered these needles on Amazon. These are what I use. The Oregon 65.9 ballpoint. I use those because I have tried every needle with my machine. I've even tried the ones that they sell to you when you buy your machine. And I just felt like they were all giving not a great stitch out and too many holes. Like, I didn't like the holes in it. So these ones I have found have worked really great for me. And this is the worst part about having a machine. I'm sure whoever has one will know what I'm talking about. But I also bought these on Amazon. You can see they have like little teeth on them, if it can focus. There's little teeth in there. And so I hold my needle when I'm turning it in there. That way I don't drop my needle. So I turn them upside down actually. And I'm going to take this out. And you want the back of the needle, there's like an indent in it. You want that like towards the back. So I just put it in like this. And then you want to make sure that the eye of the needle is facing you. It's not turned because it won't stitch right if it is. And that's it. And then I like this little, I get this needle cutter. Like this. Always tuck your thread behind that little bar. I never knew how it's doing. I figured it out. So it stopped like right here. So I'm going to go back to here. That way you can go over those stitches again. So I'm just going to back it up here very quickly. And I have like a okay. So Put it in. It's good. Okay. Back to where I was. Amber alert. Right? Seriously. Okay, back to where I was. So I just line it up on the edges. Look at you guys can see me, but the camera's facing me anyway. I just like kind of go around it. You want to make sure that you go with the angle and the arch of the neck, because if you don't catch one, like the rounded piece right here, it's going to have a hole. So you have to make sure you get the bottom. You just bring it around. Bring it up. And then I always cut the corners because you want a nice sharp point when you go to cut them out. Don't cut too low. Snip it like right above. Line the corners up. I usually leave like a little V, like you can't really tell right here and right here. That way I can match those two up when I'm sewing. I just grab it from my fingers and then I just start sewing. I use these to cut the corners because it's thicker and those don't really cut through them, if you're wondering. And then I just grab my two pieces together. Line them up. You want to line this seam up with this seam. Same thing with the neck. And then with these pieces right here, if you watched my video, you know I tuck all my threads in. I use a large eye needle, and I tuck it through this seam right here. Goes in. And I just go like a little bit down, just pull it through. Cut it. And then that way it's like a perfect seam and it won't unravel when they wash it. I do that because it gets chunky. That's the right word. Chunky, I don't know. And then I do my leg and cuff, stretch it out a little, make sure they're the right way. And I just put them inside. Match up your seam. This is a small one, so it's a little more difficult. You can do this slow. Use it. And I do the same thing with this. I take the end and I just pull it through. And then that way it doesn't unravel. I do that because it just loosens it up a little bit. It's not so tight. We'll reveal it in 1 second. Let me finish this up. Make sure you always get the bottom piece of the cup. Sometimes these are handy. I think it's scissors everywhere, so you can just grab it. And I push it under there sometimes. It doesn't go, so I have to push it. If you're going over a big seam, go slow. Don't force it through. Same thing. I just pull all my ends through because I never want the customer to be like, oh, your cutting came off because I didn't secure it. Just like you have to back stitch. And whoops. Yeah. So we'll finish this in a second after I show you guys that. But my next step for now is this is the liner and this is the body. So there's 4 pieces on here that we did. So now what I do next is fold it down and then I attach the liner to the body by sewing a straight stitch right here. Then when you flip it inside out, all you have to do is press it and then put the clips on and you're done, or the cam snaps. My goodness, what am I missing? Okay. Let's see here. So I just have to cut a couple jump stitches. I always have rollers ever because you know, isn't it so cute? I make wet look easy. So I like it like, it's literally like an inch, maybe an inch and a half below the neckline. Sewing on the cuffs, yeah, the cuffs are the hardest, but you get used to it. I'll show you guys in the tutorials that we're doing. If you didn't hear, if you weren't here in the beginning or the middle of my life, since it cut out like 5 times, we're doing sew along. So Gabby's gonna start her first one. She's gonna start us off tomorrow, I think, doing a swaddle blanket. So if you guys wanna learn how to sew, we're gonna be doing those every week. And so tonight I did a regular live. Next Monday, I'm gonna do a sew along and I'm gonna do my leggings. I'm going to take you step by step by step, and we're going to put out a supplies list that you need for the following week, whatever you need to prepare for that. And it's not going to be an extensive list. It's just going to be something small, something easy, and we'll build up as we go. But it's going to be fun. We just want it to be fun, something to do so we can chat together, laugh together, and just enjoy each other's company. Instead of, I mean, I know watching each other work is fun, but we just thought that this would add just a little more to our group. What serger did you get? I was gonna say I can video you on Discord if you want me to take you like through each one. It's super easy if you have the same one I do. I have the Brother, the Lock 1034D. Okay, I'm gonna cut the back of this. So I basically learned from the best, Angela Jasmina. I watched her over and over again before I started doing this. So I basically do the same exact thing as she does. I just cut my thread. I tried experimenting and doing like different stabilizers and stuff like that, but this literally just seemed to be the best for my machine. So I used the cutaway stabilizer from All Stitch, and I have the tearaway one too that I use like for my blankets and stuff. But for my shirts, I use this cutaway one. It's just super easy. It gets the job done every time, no mistakes, unless I like tonight had a needle that needed to be changed and my bobbin went out and whatnot. Everything that comes along with having a life. Everything that goes wrong can go wrong. Or everything that can go wrong goes wrong. Can't even tongue calm myself. So I'm just cutting all the little stitches off here because I don't want it to be all messy. I have 1,000 of these everywhere. I'm sure you guys do too. This one had a lot of jump stitches because there were so many spider webs. Usually I don't have this many. But I don't like to give it to them and all like spread it up. But you also don't want to cut too close. So I'm just trimming them. I'm not cutting them off. Okay. So that's what the back looks like. And then I just cut around it. And I hold it like facing me because my light is so bright I can see through it to where my shirt is. So I just cut right away. And I usually stand right here with my light. Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and put my Teflon sheet back on because I like to use it on my applique. And I just my embroidery. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. So I just put it on. Don't burn your hands. Go through the back. And it just pops right on like that. Super convenient. I keep my tender touch down here. And I'm going to show you guys what I do. I know that you guys are probably going to be like, you don't need to do that. But I do it because I feel like, because I use cutaway, I don't like you to be able to see like the big square. So I'll show you what I do. I cut it to size, just like normal. And then what I do is I go over to, I know it's like super simple to just like press it and you're done. I take this ruler and I use this edge right here. It's my like medium rounded corner, and I round all my corners because you can't really see the backing if you round your corners. So I don't know if any of you guys do that, but it's amazing. I love the turnout after I do that. Also, if you guys need a good rotary cutter, this right here. Can you see that? What is it? It's called quiltersselect.com. It is the best. This is their brand. That's their logo. This is the best. Like, to help with, like, I do a lot of cutting. And I have an electric blade too, but I only use that for my blankets. So this one, so to save time on this, I usually cut out a lot of them at one time. But of course I'm not. Just make sure you're putting it the right way down because you're taking it off and then reapply it. So make sure, because I've done it before. And this is a Teflon sheet, so you don't need an additional one. Sometimes I do use an additional one, but tonight I don't. And I just press it for like 10 seconds. I do use another Teflon sheet for, the top, because I don't want my satin stitches to get smashed. You can smash them. So, then, because I'm a perfectionist, I go in and I like to iron the bottom of my shirt because I don't like the wrinkles on it. So then it looks nice and pressed and super cute. I don't know if you guys can see it. There you go. There's my shirt. When I show it to you guys like this, is it backwards? Because when I look at the camera, it's backwards. Yeah, sewing is so fun. It's like my baby. This is embroidery I love too, but it's kind of like a side hustle for me. It's fun. It gets me out of my head, and I have like so much like work, like sewing to do. I like to do that. All right, so to end the night, I'm just going to show you my finishing touch on my romper really quick. I'm going to put you back over here. Not backwards. Okay. Do you guys have any questions for me before I continue? Okay. I'm going to finish this romper real quick. Hold on. Do you have the option to send them? Oh, you're talking to someone else. Okay. Okay, so my next step is to come over to this machine and just do a straight stitch. So I have it set at 1, which is just my straight stitch in the middle, but then I move it all the way over to the right side because I only want it to be like right at the edge. I wish I could show you guys, but maybe next time I can have a better camera. And like I said, I just line the two up. Middle down, forward stitch, back stitch, and then forward stitch, all the way down. Back stitch, forward stitch. I always like go back side and then back forward side. And like I said before, this machine does not have a cutter on it, so I have to manually cut it. I spoil myself with the ones that do have cutters. They just so much more convenient. But that's the machine that I use for my blankets and my big stuff. Sometimes I'll take all of my stuff and go over there and do it. Forward, back, forward. Make sure it's lined evenly up on the side. Otherwise, you're going to wonky. Okay, so now what I do, I'll take it over here. It's definitely cut. I use this thing to do my corners. So I just flip them all out at the same time. You guys, doing these lives, like your mouth gets so dry from talking so much. Like last time I got off my live, I'm not a big talker. And so like I talked so much that when I came inside, I was like, I could not like even like get. It was so parched. So you just poke them out with your fingers, and then I go through with this thing. What's it called? A trimmer, a pointer trimmer, or whatever. And I just go through the corners and I poke them out. Not too hard where you're gonna like poke the corner out through the fabric, but enough to make it look really polished. And I just do that to each one. So this is yet another step that I do in line. So after I've done like all the cuffs and the bodies, and then I'll come over here and I'll sew these straight stitches down the side seams on every one that I have. And then after that's done, I'll put them in a pile and I'll sit down, or I'll take them inside with me and do it on the couch, like with the kids or whatever. And I'll sit down and turn all the corners at one time. That way you're not wasting time doing one at a time. So just think how to work faster. That way you can save time. And same thing with the cam snaps at the very end when I put them on here. If I have a whole bunch of them to do, because that's the last step, I'll go through and pick out all the colors that I want and put them in a bowl and take them inside with my like handheld one. I have a handheld snapper that I take inside, and I can sit down on the couch again or at the island or whatever and play with the kids and then snap some and whatever, and that way when I come back out, they're all done. But if I do them out here during the day, I have a countertop snap, which is actually the easier way to do it. But, you know, when you want to hang out with your family, you can use that. Okay. So the next thing I do is I heat press everything. You guys can hear me say that over and over again every time you are on my live, because you don't know who's watching and you don't know if they missed that information or not. But I do not like to use a hot iron. I have a really nice one back here, but I don't use it. I heat press everything because it's easier for one. I can do the whole thing at one time, well, in parts. But I feel like it's just more professional looking. Like it gives a very clean, crisp look to it. I don't know. It's just personal preference, I guess. But what you're seeing me do right here is rolling out the edges because you don't want, like right here, see how the seam is like tucked inside the leg? You don't want that. You want to pull all that fabric out so you get the most of it. And then just press it flat. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't want this in here. I don't use that because it has probably like transfer stuff on it. Or like, I don't have to like for too long, only for like, I don't know, however long I feel, like 5 seconds. And then I move down the line, and you always want to make sure your seams or your stitched edges, whatever you want to call them, are underneath the cuff facing up, because if they're down, they're going to be bulky. You want them really nice and like flat. And I just always like spread my fingers and just kind of like push them down, I guess. Down to up, facing up. Because then they lay so much nicer. And they're not all like weird when the kid's wearing them. So it just looks like so much more polished, I think, when you heat press it instead of ironing it. It's just, and then now we just put these on. And I don't have like a measurement or anything for where I poke the holes. I just kind of eyeball it because I know I've done it so many times that I just know like how to do it. So this is where I go over here. Good night, Dawn. I'm actually almost done. I'm just going to put these cam snaps on and then sit down and have some conversation for a second, and then I'm going to get off because it's super late. But I appreciate you guys coming and spending the time with me. I know it's probably really late where you guys are because it's 11:15 where I'm at, and I believe I am the earliest of all you guys. Okay. Hold your questions for me until the end. I'm almost done. But what I do is I take this like needle, it's actually the Cricut weeder, but it's sharp, so I just use it and I just eyeball it. I kind of just put it where I want it. I want the snaps to be on the top, but not too close to the seam. But I've noticed that if I do them separately, because I used to poke this and then poke that, and they would come off crooked. So you want to do it together. Like I line them up together, make sure this one's always straight and this one's curved. So I always make sure these are lined up on this side. And then I just poke it where I want it to be. Don't poke your finger. I've done that before and it hurts. And then you do the same thing for the other side. Now, line it up. And this one's a kind of a tricky one to get a good color on because the browns aren't brown and the oranges aren't really orange. So I kind of go between two different colors on it. I use, you can't really tell, but like this one's more, let's see if you can see better this one. So like one's more burnt orange and one's more like brighter orange. So I kind of go between the two of them. Today I feel like using the burnt orange. So you just get out and I'm going to do. So this is actually going to be a sew along, not next week. Probably not even the following one I do, but probably like in a month or so. So this can prepare you guys for what you need. These are cam snaps. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're good for everything. And you can get them on Amazon. You can just get like a small order of one. They're super inexpensive. And I use just the size 20 is what I use. And these are all the same size. So then I just go each one by one and poke them on. If I'm doing a lot of these, it's actually like a good workout. And you want to make sure you press them good. But you want to make sure you're doing the right ones on the right hole because you can't get these off. You have to pry them off. You're changing if you're a hole in your outfit if you mess up. And then you're going to have to re-sew your outfit. So pay attention to what you're doing. I didn't get it. So then I just snap the back ones on. The smaller sizes are more difficult because there's not as much room on the strap. So it kind of gets squeezed. And then you literally just snap it on. And there you go. Little outfit. Isn't it so cute? These are so cute, but they do take a lot of time to make because there's so many different parts, I guess, different steps. So it's a lot of work. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna shut my machine off first. I did my chair over here because I don't want to move my computer because we all know what happens when I move my computer. So I'm just going to sit here and talk for a second before we hang up or before I turn it off. Hang up, like on the phone with you guys. If you have any questions for me, sewing or the upcoming sew alongs, what would you guys like to learn? Or like what kind of videos would you like me to put out? Because I'm working on some behind the scenes stuff. I have a packing video that I uploaded, but I need to finish editing and completing it. So I'll probably have that up tomorrow. But I need some ideas. What do you guys want to see me do? What do you guys want to watch on my videos? Hey, I just finished. You want to make one now? I know they are super cute and so many fun prints that you can use. And it's funny because I literally make the same exact romper every day, but with every different print that you use, it just changes the look of it. Like, it's amazing how many different ones you can make. Same pattern. I'm sure you guys, if you sew, you know, like, use the same pattern over and over and over again. It's just like doing embroidery. Like, just change the colors up and it looks like a whole new different thing. Like, it's just so fun. It's 1:25 in the morning. Okay, so I said this last time too because I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost midnight. I can't believe you guys are still on with me. But on nights that I don't do lives, I stay up so late, and so I don't even think about it. But then when I'm doing a live, I feel bad because you guys are staying up so late. My favorite supplies. Here's one of them. I love these things. These are, I actually got these on Amazon because if you get them at like Joann's or anything, they're super duper expensive. They're, I think I got like a pack of 100 for like $20 or something on Amazon. And they're the same Wonder Clip as you can get at Joann's. And these hold my blankets down. So when I do my Minky blankets, my really fluffy faux fur ones, and I do back to back, I pin these all around it. I'll do a video on that because I know Nita does hers differently. She pins them with pins, and I do too on some of them. But the ones that I do both fur on both sides, I use these, and they are amazing for me. I mean, everybody has a different way to do it, but like I said earlier, just try what works best for you. My other favorite product would be my serger. I know a lot of you are getting sergers. Like literally, if I didn't have that serger, I would not be in business. I use it on everything, like every item I make. Like my bummies are strictly done by the serger. Like I don't do it on anything else. I can sit there and sew up 100 bunnies just on my serger. So that's my favorite, like sewing machine, I guess. I'm thinking. I'm addicted to fabric, kind of like you, Anita. I love fabric. But like I said in my first live, I think I have tried out so many different kinds with sewing clothing. Like you can use certain kinds for like blankets and whatnot. Like that's fine. But like clothing to me, like I can only, like I'm trying to like get rid of all of my old fabric. Nita, that's why I asked you about eBay when I messaged you, because I have so much fabric. Like, look at all this. Let me show you. All that fabric, like it's everywhere, and it's all like down, like on the ground back there. It's everywhere, and I don't use it because I switched over to all organic fabric. And so on my Etsy shop and my descriptions, they are all organic. So I can't sell a product that isn't organic. So I can't use any of that fabric for any of my clothing items, which sucks, but you just got to think about like what you want your business to be, what you want people to know you as. What to consider when choosing your fabric. That's a good video, yeah. Also, like thread, what thread you're using. I like strictly only use Bobbin thread. I know there's probably better ones out there, but I've tried ones that I really don't like. And Bobbin just really works for my machines. It's smooth, it doesn't break, like it's just really nice. And so I literally, for my serger, for my sewing machine, all of them, I use just the white thread on everything. I think I said this in my last live. I use all white thread. I know a lot of people like switch out their colors to match their clothing and whatnot, but if you haven't noticed, all of my clothing, except for like, I don't know, this is like a one-off fabric that I've used for fall because it's kind of fallish color. And it's a good seller. People love that color mustard. But most all of my other fabrics are neutral colors. So like they all have a background that is like creamy, not white, but like you can't really tell in the camera. But like it's just got like a cream background. So a lot of them are just like that. And so I just use white for everything. I never have to change my thread colors out. The only time I change my thread colors is if I'm doing my aprons, and those have like the liner or the lining, the bias tape. I match that to the thread, but that's the only time. Like I'll sit down and do all those at one time when I'm doing like each color. But other than that, I use white for everything. And I don't know if that's like the right way to do it or not, but that's how I do it. I think I do have a small fabric shop. Trust me, my husband reminds me of that all the time. I've thought about selling it, but I don't know if I want to get into yet another area, I guess. I don't know. And then just like my blankets, I use literally all the same material for my blankets, except for one blanket that I have listed is cotton. And it's because it's my best seller on my cotton blanket. I'll show it to you real quick. It's this one. Again, the mustard is so popular. So that's the only cotton blanket that I have. Good night, Kay. Oh my gosh. Good night. Thanks for coming. I can sell it to you guys. I could. I mean, you guys can message me and ask what I have if you want some. I have like a bunch of different stuff. I've literally just gotten so busy with like clothing that I don't really make like my bibs and burp cloths and stuff like that anymore. Like the little items that I used to make for my markets, because I used to do markets like every weekend. And like I had a whole like I was trying to think of a video that I can do of my past. Like this is what I used to do and like show like different sections of it and everything. But I don't do that anymore and I miss it, but like I do and I don't. So I just did a lot of little things. But now I'm strictly like clothing and baby blankets and then some teethers and stuff here and there. Teething items are a huge pop, like it's super popular. But I was telling, who was I telling? Just like 2 weeks ago, I got an email from Etsy and I have no idea why they didn't say, but I've been on Etsy for almost 3 years and I've had these listings up for almost 3 years and I've never had any issues with it whatsoever. And all of a sudden I got an email. They took 31 of my listings down and they were all my teethers, my teething rings, my pacifier clips, like everything. 31 listings. You know how much time that took me? All the pictures, all the tags, all the descriptions, everything. Like, and that was before I knew you could just copy and paste. So I literally did each one of those like individually. Can you imagine? I was so mad. And all they gave me was teething items. That's all they said. So I don't know. I emailed them. I've tried to contact them, everything. And I'm like, no information on it. So those are just gone, lost. Sorry if I do this. If you guys don't know, I have a bad eye, so I can't see out of this eye. I'm gonna take a picture of this because this is gonna help me like remember what to make videos of. Not a picture of me. There it is. So I have a brother, what you saw me sewing on. I do all of my easy sewing on that machine. So like my straight stitches, putting my tags and labels on the items, I use that one. The one back here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a Janome back there, and it has like a big glass table. Like it's huge. It literally goes to the end of the table. I do my blankets on that one. So I think you guys saw it in my first live when I did the Lovey blanket. And then I have my cover stitch, which I do when I make like in the summertime, I make skirts. So we'll probably do like a sew along for skirts or I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. But I use that cover stitch for my skirts, like the seams where you like right here, this is what a cover stitch does. Like if you fold it up and you just want like a nice like line around it, that's what I use that machine for. So that machine just like kind of sits in the background until I'm ready to use it. I don't use it that often, but it's just like a serger. It's amazing. They're both brothers. I love brother for those machines. Perfect. Thank you so much because I can't. I'm having a hard time reading this. Yeah. I made my own Teflon sheets because they're expensive and I make a lot of different sized items. And so I literally just bought like a package of Teflon sheets and I cut them to the size I needed. And then I went to Joann's and I bought the what I have on this table and that table right there so you can iron on it. I just got iron fabric, the quilted one, because it's a little bit thicker with padding because Teflon the Teflon sheet that you put like inside of like a baby onesie when you're doing like iron-on, for example. The onesies have like their seams are higher, and so when you go to press it, sometimes it doesn't like lay flat. And so I made my own. So I made different sizes of them. Like I made a big one to go in like my big t-shirts because you can put it in like this way or this way. I made like this little one, this little square one. And then I made this little tiny one right here for like a baby, like a 0 to 3, 3 to 6 months, like onesie. To stick it in like that. So I made those. I also made when I first started, I don't use it anymore, but I made this like center thing to do the centers of the shirts. I eyeball it now because I've done so many, I don't need it. But this is a good, look, I even labeled like HTV tool. When I first started, I made everything. What else? Oh, on all of my rompers, I cut up the stabilizer that we use on embroidery, the no-show poly mesh. I cut those because I always have extra of it, so I cut it up, and that's what I use for my rompers. So like before my very first step when I make a romper is putting that on each one of these tabs. They all have 4 pieces, and each one of them I put and it's literally just like this little square right here. And I put 1 layer or 2 layers sometimes, depending on the material. Because when the parent is taking the outfit on and off of the child, you want to have that stability right there, so it doesn't rip a hole through the cotton or the knit, whatever you're using. So you want to make sure that is stabilized really well. So that's just the trick that I do. I used to use the paper one from Joann's, but then I was like, well, I already have this because I do embroidery, so I might as well just use the supplies I have extra of, like those little pieces that you just throw away. So I've just kept them. Yeah. You love to know me. I have the general preference of the embroidery machine, and I'm looking at the sewing machine. Getting a new one. I like my Janome. So I got it because I wanted to upgrade for my brother because my business started getting busier, and I wanted another machine so I could have 2 of them, but also I wanted a better, not quality, because brother's good too, but just like, and I didn't want to get an industrial or a commercial one. I just wanted to up my game a little bit, so I got this one, and it's definitely way pricier. And I don't really know compared to other ones. I didn't really like look around that much. I just got it and I love it. It came with, it's a mixture. So it's like an embroidery and sewing machine. So that's actually how I got into embroidery. I was like, oh, what's this feature? And so I started like researching it and watching videos on it and everything. And then I just got like super into it. And then I got this machine back here. I started doing shirts on Etsy, and then I started getting a lot of orders, and I couldn't it was really frustrating because I would have to switch the arm out of the embroidery on the machine to go to sewing, and we'd go back and forth. So I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, it was just really annoying to have to do that every time I wanted to embroider a shirt or sew something. So then I got this, and I was going to get a brother embroidery machine, the 10 needle. But then the salesperson that I was working with was super nice, and like, this is a brand new machine that they just came out with, so they don't really have any reviews on it or anything like that. It's brand new. And she was like, it's supposed to be really nice. It comes with the stand. It comes with this, and this, and you should just try it. So of course I got talking to it. And I actually love it. Like, it's super easy. It's the same machine as the Ricoma 10 needle. It's just everything is opposite. So where their 1 needle is, my 10 needle is. And then the interface is pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, it's an awesome machine. I always use the magnetic bobbins. I don't know how to say her name. I think it's Val from Live Simply. I was supposed to show her how to do her bobbin, but she got off. She got off before I could do that. But there's only one way to do it. But she needed to know to take the spring out. So I don't know how it is on all the other machines, but I know with mine you have to take the little spring out that's inside of there, or otherwise it won't work. Which machine? Oh, the Viking Jade. Yeah, those are good. They're super expensive too. They're all expensive. So you just have to know, like, if you get a machine, it's an investment. Like, it's super expensive. But honestly, like, I don't, once you get it and you start using it and you fall in love with it, like, the price kind of just, like, whatever. You pay for it. And it doesn't really matter anymore. Do you guys all have, like, Etsy shops? Which one's that? I've never heard of that one. My very first sewing machine is a Singer because of my grandma. My grandma, I bought her a new sewing machine like in the very beginning of COVID because she really wanted to make masks. And um, she was like, Singer, I want a Singer, I want a Singer. And I was like, oh, there's so many brands. Like, are you sure you want that? You've never used any other brand. But she was like dead set on Singer. So I got her another Singer. Can't remember what brand or what model I got her, but she loves it. Piccolini, is that what's your name? Is that your name? And you're in Discord. So when you open it, post it so we can go like your video. And like your shop and favorite it and look at all your good stuff. Yeah, that's right. $20 with raising, but also with an extension cable and easy stuff that yes. So walking feet. Have you guys do you know about a walking foot? So you want to get one of those if you're planning on doing like blankets or anything like that. I have a walking foot built in on my Janome, so I don't need to do an additional one. But on my brother over here that I was using to do like my romper with, that one has a walking foot attachment, and I don't know if you can see it. It's like, I can't do it. But I got a walking foot attachment. And actually, I bought one online, and I didn't like it. So I went to Joann's, and you know how they have like that little section where the sewing machines are, and the people stand there and like kind of show you everything, whatever. But it's like a totally separate like company inside of Joann's. I got my walking foot from her, and I love it. It's perfect. It's a universal one, and it works great. So suggest doing that if you need one. Yeah, because some of them are universal. I gave actually my old walking foot to my grandma for her senior, and it fit. Yeah, I love mine. Well, actually, this is my FAF. My embroidery machine is a FAF, but my Janome, yeah, it has a walking foot built into it, so I didn't have to do that. Amanda, I feel like the camera should be on this side, so you can't see me do that. We have been on here for 2.5 hours. I guess it seems like longer to me. And I hope you guys all gave me a thumbs up, even though I had some difficulties. I apologize so much for that. I don't know why I have such bad luck on here. I will get it together though, because I can't keep doing that every time. I'm gonna get a new camera. The camera quality is good, but I can't move it. Like, I can move it if my computer's just sitting here, but I can't like walk around. It's so annoying though, because I have to do this. I can't see. But yeah, so do you guys do like vinyl work or any of that with like a heat press? There's a lady that I watched when I first started crafting, and her name is, well, on YouTube, her name is Cutting Corners, or Cuttin. There's no G. Cutting Corners is her name. I think well, it's her business name. Her name is Betsy. I'm trying to think because I haven't watched her in forever. But I learned all my tips from her, kind of like how I learned all my tips for embroidery from like Angela. But Cutting Corners has a lot of like, you have to go way back into her life when she first started, and she'll show you like different ways to do things. That's how I learned to like put a Teflon, like a padded Teflon sheet, like inside of my onesie because it wouldn't like go down all the way. I learned how to center my items, like not my onesies, but like the actual like paper. So don't put the sticky sides together, do it the opposite way. Just little tips like that that you need to know when you start out because you'll learn something. But just little things. So I suggest like watching some of her videos. She has so many videos. Like I don't even know where to start because I haven't watched her in forever. But yeah, they have a vinyl store, and I got one of my favorite weeder I got from her. It's like a wood one, and it's super tiny. It's like a tiny little needle, but it gets every little thing out. But she does a lot of like permanent vinyl. But she does heat transfer too. But a lot of her work is like she'll show you like how to do it like on a thing, or I don't know. But she's cool. Also, if you guys don't know, since you guys are all crafters, what is her channel? Carly Bell. You guys know her. She is super sweet. I talked to her like personally through Messenger and stuff like that. We connected, and she does every Friday night. She does a sip and stitch, and she'll do like a new item every Friday. So if you're not following her, go follow her. She has a Facebook page, like a chat group, and then she has a YouTube. So go follow her there. And she does them every Friday night. It's like I said, I think at 7 or 6 o'clock my time. But always fun, always something different. This last time it was just a chat, but the time before that she did like a rainbow shirt. Like she always changes it up. Sometimes she'll do like bags or key fobs or just whatever she feels like doing. So yeah, so yeah, she taught me a lot of tips on like design space. So how to how to like design it, and then you want to weld it, and when not to weld, and when to like slice it, and not like all those different tricks I learned like from watching her. So I can do a video on like simple things that I've learned. I also want to do a video on iMovie because I literally, no joke, sat there for like 3 days and taught myself everything about iMovie because I was so frustrated. And kind of like my whole live situation I need to figure out. So I'm going to probably sit down for the next week and figure it out until I get it right. That's what I do. So I kind of want to do a video on iMovie, just like easy beginner how to do editing for a short video, because they make it way too hard for how it should not be that hard. Auntie Tay, I love Auntie Tay. Okay, Pia, I'll do a video on iMovie. I was thinking about that today because I was like, dude, I need to do a movie or a video on iMovie because I was so frustrated because I could not figure it out. It literally took me like 3 hours to do this like short, tiny video. And I was like, there's literally like only a certain amount of steps you need to do to make it good. And it should not take 3 hours. So now I literally know how to just get in there and cut my pieces out, put my music in and whatnot, and it's done. So yeah, Auntie Tay, she does a lot of like different crafts and stuff too. She does just like kind of like the monogram mompreneur, monogram mompreneur. Is that her name? I'm like totally messing it up. But she does a lot of like crafting stuff too. I think she just joined our Discord. If any of you are on here that are not on Little Alessia Co's Discord or Nita Fajita's Discord, you guys should join. I think the link is in the chat. Did not pin it, but it should be in there. We just chat all day long. We learn about new projects that people are doing, and people post pictures of what they're working on. It's just like an all-day chat, and it's just super nice and refreshing to have like other people like doing what you like doing. So it's just like a breath of fresh air. Also, I'm going to repeat it one more time before I get off. We are doing a sew along every week. There's going to be 1 to 2 sew alongs. There's 3 of us doing it. Every other week, I'll be doing it. Every other week, Connie from Scandies will be doing it. And then I think every week, it might be every other week too, Gabby from Best of Both Worlds is going to do it as well. I don't know if she's still on here. I think she went to bed. But so next Monday, I'm going to be doing a sew along on my leggings, and I'm going to show you guys how to actually sew in an elastic waistband on your serger. But if you don't have a serger, that's okay. I'll show you how to do a zigzag stitch to connect it, or my old way, which I used to do a casing. I don't do it that way anymore, but I can show you guys if you don't have a serger. I can show you that way. So that will be next Monday. Same time as tonight. It's pretty much the only time I can really do a live, so I'm sorry if it's super late for you guys. You can always watch the replay. But it will be 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. So that's what time all of my lives are going to be on Monday nights at 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. Every other Monday we'll do a sew along. Every other Monday I'll just do a regular live where kind of work with me. I go over what I'm doing for the day, or if I don't feel like working, you guys can tell me what you want to see and I'll do it with you guys. So that is that. Do you guys have any last questions? It is almost midnight, so I should probably let you guys get. I forgot to mention, so I'm doing Monday nights. Connie is going to be doing Sunday nights, so if you guys are available on Sunday, I have it written down. So tomorrow, so on Tuesdays, Gabby will be doing hers. So Best of Both Worlds, go follow her, go like her page, go look at her Etsy. She has really awesome stuff. Her live is going to be 6:30 Central Standard Time. So she's 2 hours ahead of me, or 2 hours before me. No more questions. You've already shared so much. Thank you. Sorry I'm talking your guys' head off. I just don't really get to talk when I'm doing my live because I'm not looking at the camera or the computer. Okay, so tomorrow night, 6:30 Central Standard Time, Gabby's doing her sew-along. And then on Sundays, Connie will be doing hers. And she'll be doing hers also Central Standard Time, but at 5:30. So we're going to kind of play with it and see like if the times work or not. I'm going to have to keep my time at 8:30 every Monday night just because I have 4 kids and I can't do it any other time. So hopefully you guys can join. But their times are to be determined. We're setting it at that right now, but we might change it depending on how many people and who votes on what. So, and we're also going to be doing polls from time to time to see what you guys want us to do. And it's not always going to be sewing. Like I already know that I want to do teethers with you guys, just kind of something different, something that's, you know, not stitch related, I guess. I really enjoy making them. They're kind of relaxing, and you can make any design you want with them. Like they're just fun. So I know I'm already planning on doing that. One of my other ones, I think on January 25th, it's a Monday. That's my sew-along. I'm going to be doing a mommy and me headband set. So if you guys are interested in learning that, I will be doing that. It's two different headbands. I do my mommy headbands. I do the twist, the turban twist, and then I do my knot headband is my baby one. So if you want to learn how to do that, super duper easy way to do it with your serger. Again, I do everything with my serger, but I can show you how to do it on your regular sewing machine as well. That's how I learn. I can do vinyl too. Yes, yes. Picked out for mommy and me headbands. And you can do, so like I'll make a list of what like materials you need and you can choose whatever you want, obviously. As long as like leggings, it has to be a knit material. So you can go to Joann's and just get, or you can use anything that, I'm going to do like a smaller size. So you don't have to have like a huge thing of fabric. You just need like little pieces. So we're trying to make this as least cost effective as possible so that everyone can join and we're not going to like make people out and buy like all these supplies and stuff. Yeah, on the headbands. And so like for my pattern, it's literally, I'll show you real quick. I make them. So I make all of my patterns. And these are my headbands. So like literally you just need a piece of paper. Like these are, I taped 2 pieces together. And you can see that they're taped. And it's just like I get off of Amazon, their magazine. What is it called? They're these like paper, they're really thick. They're magazine files. But I can make them. I love them for my easy patterns. And they don't slip on your fabric. So like, I don't have the measurements on here, but when I go to write the list down, I'll just tell you like how long and wide you need it and for what month it is. And then I just make them out like this for each one. Like this is a 0 to 6, this is a 6 to 12. and so on and so forth. Like my 2T, 3T, I have a newborn, like it goes all the way up to, and then I have a mommy one. And actually my mommy headband is a different style than the baby ones, but the 12 to 24 is the same size as the mom one. Ironically, I don't know how that happened, but it works. And I've tested them all; they all work. I have actually a good Mia, a good thing for you since you're just starting out. If you want to do sewing and like clothes and stuff, reach out to your customers. Like I have people who like if they give me a really good review and their kid is like, I mean, all kids are super cute, but like if I find a child that like fits my brand, I'll reach out to them and I'll ask them if they want to. I'll give them a free product if in return for pictures, because you need pictures on your Etsy site. So reach out. Don't be afraid. Reach out to them. Like I do it all the time. Those kids on my Etsy site, not all of them are mine. Like they're just random customers. But always, 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 always ask permission and keep their message on file that they gave you permission. Yeah, so I actually have a couple people on Instagram who I like all of my seasonal stuff, like my turkey shirt that I made for Thanksgiving, my Christmas shirts, like new embroidered shirts that I've come out with new designs with. I have a few chosen, like a boy, a girl, like a few chosen ones that I send. And I'll just message them and say, hey, look out for this package. I just sent it in the mail today. It's whatever item I made them. I'll send them a picture of it and say, can I get a couple pictures of him, you know, outside by a tree or whatever, like, and it just so happened to be one of my customers I did that with. Her best friend is a photographer, like a professional photographer. So I just got lucky there. But I send her stuff and she gets professional pictures taken, and then I get those professional pictures, and it's like a win-win situation. So always look for things like that. Yes. I have a niece too. Um, but it's funny because it's harder for me to get pictures of my own children and my own family than it is to just like, it's almost less work for me to just like give a customer a free product and then get pictures in return. Like it's just so much less stress because I don't have to worry about the picture. But yeah, like also if somebody leaves you a review, you know, people leave pictures on their reviews. Or if you get tagged on Instagram or Facebook. And I'm like, oh my God, that is such a cute picture. Like I can save that picture and edit it if I want to, but you need their permission. So I always ask permission. Like if they tag me in it, obviously they don't care that people see it because, you know, they're tagging you. So all your friends are seeing it. So basically it's just out in the open. But I always message them and say, oh my God, that's like the sweetest picture. Do you mind if I share that picture? Or do you mind if I use that on my website or on my Etsy site? Like, do you mind? And they always come back at me and say, oh, absolutely. Like, that is totally fine. And then you just say, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure that it was okay with you. I just wanted to get your permission before I put your child out there. And then they always are like, thank you so much for asking. So just always back your butt up. And it's super hard for me to get pictures of my son. Like he's just on the go. Like he does not, yeah, he's hard. Yeah. It's like pulling GPS. I'm really good at taking product photography with this like little booth that I set up. I also want to like show you guys that and do a video on that because I found just a really simple solution to good product photography. just with my phone, and a few like edits here and there. I use Lightroom. I don't know if you guys use that, but it's super easy. I usually just do like 3 edits on it and it's done. Like, so easy. But I cannot. I get so frustrated trying to take pictures of my children in the outfit. So like, I make clothing, and I used to always make him stuff, but I don't anymore. I feel bad because I should make him clothing, but I don't. And then like my son, I make him embroidered shirts, and they're so cute. Like, they're personalized. They have his name on it. They have his age on it. They have a Spider-Man or a Captain America or whatever, because you can make those for your children. It's like personal use. And he'll wear it one time and then be done with it. I'm like, I just spent all that time trying to make you such a cute shirt, and you don't even want to wear it. All right, ladies, I think I'm going to hit the bed. There's 10 of you here. I don't know who's all here, but thank you guys for sticking around. Hopefully my mic picked up a lot of what I was saying. I know you guys said it was kind of fuzzy before. Well, that's good. At least she loves them. Like, my son's like, oh, it's itching me. And I'm like, it's not. Like, it's all the other shirts, and everybody else loves them. He's just very finicky. He does not like tags. He doesn't like anything like on him, touching him. So yeah, it's just, I don't make them for him anymore. It's a waste. But anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a real quick close up of the shirts I made before we get off, because you couldn't really see it before. But these are super cute, and like I said, super duper easy. Isn't that so cute? There's one. I'm gonna probably give these to my niece and try to get pictures. There's the other one. Good night. Good night, Diana. Here's the other one. And these shirts are really soft and they're really nice. I get them at jiffyshirts.com. And I buy all of my Bella and Canvas like adult shirts on there too. I love that site. And then there's this one. Super duper cute. And so easy. Literally 2 seconds. Done. 7 seconds technically. But yeah. Okay. All right, ladies. I will chat with you in the morning. I'm going to do a video of like my work day so you guys can see. The shirts are cotton, yeah. So you can see like what I do in a day. Kind of like a work with me sort of thing. Let's see. They are, I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that? 99% cotton, 1% polyester. Machine wash cold, non-chlorine, tumble dry low, do not iron. So they're true to size. This is a size 2. And I wanted to do it on a size 2 because I wanted to see how big it was on here. But I like them a little bit bigger too. I don't want them like this little tiny thing. So I thought that was cute. But also when you get up to the bigger sizes, this is a size 2 as well. But when you get up to the bigger sizes, like this is a 3. And it goes all the way across the body, but it's not like so long. They fit well with, that's why I like Hoop Mama too, because like she only does like 2 different sizes and they fit like all the different sizes of shirts that you use, just whether they're the entire shirt or not. So I highly recommend you checking her out if you just want a simple shirt. Oh my gosh. Good night, Mia. Okay, I'm getting off too because I need to go get some sleep. I have a big day tomorrow. So thank you guys so much. You don't even know. Please give this video a thumbs up if you have not. Subscribe to my page. I really want to get to 1,000 subs so that I can really get into my videos, my live videos. I have so many different sections in my shop that I want to show you guys, and I cannot do that with this system I have going on. So help me get there. Pass the word along. Can't wait for next Monday. So long. I will post supplies list in Discord, so please go join the Discord if you're not already in there. I will lay it all out for you. I will tell you what you need. I will tell you what fabric to get. I will tell you what dimensions you need, if it, like with a headband, for instance, where you can get your pattern if you don't have a pattern, all the good stuff. So stay tuned for that. Keep looking at the chat. And I love you all so much, and I appreciate you guys for being here, and I cannot wait for my next live. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Go get some sleep. Turn your phone off and go to bed. Love you guys. Bye.